work. And if you're not going to pay someone else to do it, you need to do it.
Right.
But
I feel like, you know, artists don't have the luxury of going into the studio and walking out and their job is done. You know what I mean? I feel like it's also really important for you to be a part of the production process and the mixing and mastering, and just, you know, there were some things where I actually had a really good relationship with my engineer at Multi Entertainment, and I still do. And, you know, I felt like him and I are mostly on the same page, but there would be some things where I was like, you know, I just had this idea, I want it to be like this, and it ended up, you know, kind of making the whole song. So I feel like it's important for artists to be involved in, like, the whole production of their music and then the marketing piece afterwards. And people don't have the luxury of, you know, being Rihanna and just kind of going and here's what you're singing, and, you know, that's it.
They don't understand that is a machine.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? She's a cog in the wheel. She's the face of the machine, but don't get it twisted. That is a machine. So it's like you said, it's a luxury to just be able to go in the studio and execute and go out to the lounge and sip on whatever. You know what I'm saying? But everybody doesn't have that luxury because they're not Rihanna. So like everybody else has to see it through to the end and make sure it's whatever they want.
Yeah.
And even to her credit, she might not even have a say in what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, she might not have the power to go to the engineer and be like, I want that, I want that.
Yeah, I never thought of that. Like, does she?
Because like I said, it's a machine, and she's just the face of that machine. When you have 60 writers, it's like, it's definitely people pulling strings to get you that, because she probably doesn't have to pay for the writers. She's probably not even the one picking the songs that go on the album. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah, it's like depending on how high you want to get and how much control you want to have. It's just that balance that most people aren't trying to deal with.
Yeah, I just think that the most passionate albums or the most, like, thorough albums are the ones that the artists are the ones writing and, like, a part of the whole process, you know? Yeah,
because it's coming from your soul.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you hear a Taylor Swift and Adele record, like, okay, who dumped her now? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or you hear they got dumped and you're just like, yo, this next album is about to be fire because she just broke up with her boyfriend. I mean, it's whack. But it's like, if you're a fan, you're like, yes, because you know content. Like, that breeds content, those emotions. So,
yeah.
People are evil, man. Like, it's been that way forever. Like, it's been that way forever. Some of the greatest songs were from heartbreaks and all that good stuff. So.
That is very true. I mean, they say that, you know, everything happens for a reason. But sometimes I'm like, that was unnecessary.
Yeah.
But you still have to kind of, you know, make lemonade out of lemons type of thing. Yeah,
I mean, that's what the whole singer-songwriter spiel is. I mean, all of those people, I mean, it's hard. It's a shame that it's hard to write a song about everything being great. You know what I mean? Like, if that guy didn't break your heart, would you execute this song the way you would execute it with those emotions?
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard to duplicate that.
Yeah, there's so many songs about, like, relationships or love or whatever, and I'm just like, the proportion of that topic versus, like, anything else is crazy.
Oh yeah, they write songs about like, I know artists in Philly who have EPs about people I know. Like,
about what?
About people I know, about other people. Like, so, like, their whole entire EP was about this dude. That happens to be a friend of mine, and I'm just like, wow.
Oh my gosh, that's close to home.
Yeah, it's crazy. And like, and the guy's a good, it's not even like he's a bad guy. It's just like, it's just a weird situation. But that fueled her to write and push out these songs. And it's like, wow.
I bet she felt better after that, though.
She probably did. She probably did. And they're cool now, so that's what's like. But I know a couple of people like that.
That face.
Right, like, I know a couple people like that where it's like the relationship went sour and then they just pushed out a crazy album or a crazy single and you're just like, wow. Way to tell the story without telling the story. But some people need motivation.
Oh, sorry?
Some people need that motivation.
Yeah. there's one. I really only did like one ballad that was supposed to be on the EP, and that I wrote like literally in 2 seconds and recorded in like 2 seconds. But it was definitely my most. Like, I laid it, like, once, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? Like, normally I redo things so many times, but I feel like because it was just so, like, it just kind of, like, flowed out of me, I was like, I'm good. I like that. Like, you know, I just feel like it comes more naturally. That one was definitely, like, from the core, you know.
Wow. So, wait. We've been talking about music. I haven't even asked. So, what would you say your genre is?
So technically, I was R&B at the label. It was mainly hip hop, but it was only me and one other artist that was in like the R&B section. I definitely have a little bit more of an acoustic vibe on things that I want to come out with on the next one, but it definitely really trappy beats, a lot of just like low key kind of flows. Kind of like Janae Aiko vibes. Yeah.
Cool. That's it.
I like it. My single "Waste My Time" is on Spotify and iTunes right now.
Go and buy it.
What'd you say?
I said go and buy it, everyone.
So I like that was definitely a good time. I wish that I had gotten the video for that though. I did a whole video and everything, but
what happened with the video?
When things kind of got weird with the whole label, you know.
Oh, so
I didn't get any of my music, my videos.
Oh,
yeah.
So they basically have ownership of that? Like,
I mean, the thing is no. They were just supposed to get a 10% cut, but it was just like, I just kept asking, like, let's do my publishing, let's get this out, and just kind of like went dark on me. But and then with my, you know, manager passing, it was just, I just kind of lost my like fire to kind of get back in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just a lot of other things like coincided at the time. But I think in those times, it's easy to kind of stop doing things that like you want to do and you need to do when it's like a matter of like survival, like, or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But those are actually the times when it's most important to do that kind of stuff because it keeps you like grounded. And then when I kind of found that I started writing again or started like, you know, listening to some of my older music and trying to like rework things, I was like, you know, it's like therapeutic. You know what I mean? Definitely is.
Definitely therapy. Like, I was surprised that you weren't writing during that period because that could have produced some crazy
yeah,
because that's a lot of emotions going on when somebody kind of holding the train hostage, so to speak.
Yeah, it was one of those that like it was just system overload, so you just kind of have to like go on autopilot for a little bit and just like
reset.
Yeah. Just keep your head down and focus until you can get past a certain point, like, and then, you know, start to recalibrate.
Well, hopefully you'll come out guns blazing after this whole period is over. I mean,
yeah, so I mean, like, I feel like I might not go. I might actually put out a full album instead of an EP, rework a couple things. And I was going to name the EP Take Time because every song kind of had to do with like the concept of time and not really being like the only measurement. The only thing that's like consistent, the only thing that's always there is that like time will pass. But there was just a couple, you know, other reasons I just felt like that was a good theme for that first album. But I think the EP, but I think going into this, I want to kind of add some more songs and make it more varied and kind of just show like a range because I can do like a bunch of different vibes and I thought that was kind of a weakness, but I feel like it might be able to be.
It's definitely not a weakness.
You know,
this is gonna be
it's not like okay, a signature like style.
This will be like your first major release, right? As far as like a compilation album.
Yeah, because the single was released on an album that, like, basically all the artists on my label. There was about like I think 10 of us.
So it was like a compilation album.
Exactly.
All right. Right. Yeah, I think demonstrating that would be great, because then you'll be able to gauge what direction you want to go into for your next. You know what I mean? Like whatever. Especially if you have something. Now that's one thing I would say that's good about the national distribution stuff, because you kind of get a gauge on what the fans are consuming song wise. So like if you look on their record, you'll be like, well, track 7 is getting like a lot of buys, a lot of streams or whatever, and that particular track has a certain vibe to it. Then you can say, okay, well, my next record will be kind of more on that vibe. You know what I mean? And it's good to be able to do that. You know what I mean? Versus doing a whole album on one vibe, and then people are just like, I wish you could just do that. You know what I mean?
Because I know I was like, is that, you know, I don't know, when somebody had mentioned that before, you know, like, okay, like, see what, you know, direction people kind of go in. I was like, you know, what if I want to go in this direction, people want to go in this direction, and somebody was like, I guarantee you that they're probably going to link up. They're probably going to sync up. What, you know, or when you get that feedback, you're going to get an idea that's going to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
get the people what they want.
Yes.
Yeah, it makes it easier once you have those metrics. And even when you're, you know what I mean, like if one of those songs is like a single or whatever, and people are really like vibing to it, then you know, like, okay,
yeah,
I can go in that direction. And, you know,
I definitely want to kind of relaunch, you know, Waste My Time and the video and everything, because I think it's really important for like a debut single to have visuals.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And just to have people, because you just get the vibe of the artist, and like not just the personal style, but just kind of like how they interpret their music. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And honestly, it's the total package. Yeah. Like, they see you, they hear you, and it's like, okay, we get it. You know what I'm saying? Versus like you hear a track and you're like, oh man, that's dope. And it's like, I wonder what this person, and they look you up on Instagram and they're like, oh, okay, she's cute, you know. But then if you have like a video, it's like, boom. Exactly. Then it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Now we get it. So like, we need to book her for something.
And people are lazy. Like, you know, like people aren't necessarily going to be like, Courtney, how do you spell her last name? Huntzinger. That was one reason I was kind of nervous to use my last name, because I was like, are people going to be like, but how do you spell that? Okay. You know, they're not going to like be like, you know, going out of their way to try and find me. Who am I? You know what I'm saying? Like, but
yeah, you'll get some shady record label be like, let's cut it to Hunts or Hunt, Courtney Hunt. That just rolls off the tongue better. You're like, no, that's not my last name.
I got White Lily one time. That was
White Lily. Oh, like the Black Lily. They just call you White Lily.
I don't really know exactly, but I think he was kind of going in that direction.
White Lily. That's doing a lot. That's doing
definitely sounds like a drug though.
Yeah, right. Like, yo, you got that White Lily?
Right.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that sounds shady. No, your name is fine. I mean, look, a lot of artists have. What's the girl from the Pussycat Dolls? Nicole's. I can't even say her last name.
Oh yeah, me neither. It's definitely like SurfZilla or something.
Yeah, like she didn't change that. She was
That's
like,
true.
look,
that's true.
My last name is German,
I mean,
Irish,
I'm
whatever.
Still thinking about it, kind of, but I feel like it's one of those things where, like, it'll be in my full name, but people might just be like Courtney. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, it depends. You could put anything on an album cover.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you don't put your name, you put like, I don't know.
Or like her, you know?
Yeah, right. It's like, we don't even know her
what
name.
She looks like.
Yeah, the only reason why I know what she looks like is from the Tiny Desk, when she was on Tiny Desk. And I got to see, yeah, she's on Tiny Desk.
That's she has an episode. Crazy.
But that was my first time seeing her. I was like, oh, okay.
That's awesome.
She plays guitar and sings and stuff too. Yeah, I was like, okay.
Yo, she is amazing.
Yeah, she's cool. My boys, he produced a lot on her record. The boys from AC. Yeah,
she's popping.
Yeah, man. Cool. So yeah, we definitely have to work on some music now.
I'm excited.
Like, seriously.
It's that time to get back in there.
Yeah, seriously. Like, and like this whole podcast movement, it's really like a big collective. Like, like one of my guests, he's a videographer and he does all of that, and he's really good. Yeah. And one of my other videographers, she's a media person, and like